Space exploration has witnessed numerous significant milestones, and the latest feat comes from India. On August 23rd, the world turned its attention to the moon, specifically its South Pole. Before this landmark event, only 3 countries has achieved this distinction of landing on the moon. India now proudly stands as the 4th, marking history by becoming the first nation to successfully land on the lunar South Pole. At precisely 8:32 a.m. Eastern Time, after an intense 19-minute descent, the Chandrayaan 3 module made a safe landing on the moon's surface. The moment was met with jubilation and pride by the team back in India. This achievement was comparable to successfully navigating a toy drone to land perfectly on a basketball court, only magnified in complexity and stakes. Following the landing, the Vikram lander took a brief moment of stillness, allowing the dust from the moon's surface to settle. After ensuring the coast was clear, it deployed the Pragyan rover, thus initiating India's inaugural lunar exploration mission. Officials and scientists at the Indian Space Research Organization expressed satisfaction and optimism about the mission. They confirmed that both the lander and the rover were in optimal condition and performing as anticipated. India, however, is not alone in its space aspirations. Under Elon Musk's leadership, SpaceX has been achieving its own set of accomplishments. One of their recent achievements includes the successful pre-flight test of Booster 9. This procedure equates to conducting a pre-race check on a car's engine to ensure it operates without any glitches. Reports from SpaceX indicated that the test was executed perfectly, reaffirming the company's reputation for precision and reliability. Yet, while many marvel at the wonders of space, it's essential to acknowledge the challenges it presents. The European Space Agency is currently addressing one of the most pressing issues: space debris. Over decades, numerous successful and failed missions have left a trail of debris orbiting Earth. To visualize the magnitude of this problem, imagine a park filled with litter. Only in this scenario, the trash is orbiting Earth at incredibly high velocities. These debris poses a significant threat as it can potentially collide with and damage active satellites and other spacecrafts. ESA has recognized the gravity of this issue and is actively working on remediation strategies. Historically, space exploration was a fierce competition. In the 1960s, the world witnessed the USA and the USSR locked in the legendary space race, where both superpowers competed for dominance in space technology and exploration. Today, while the spirit of competition remains, there is a notable shift towards collaboration and mutual growth. Countries and private enterprises are racing to outdo each other and cooperating to expand humanity's knowledge and presence in the universe. India's achievement in space exploration soared with the Chandrayaan 3 mission. They accomplished 2 significant objectives: successfully landing their lander on the moon and demonstrating the capabilities of their rover on the lunar surface. The primary mission was to assess the resources available at the moon's South Pole. The Vikram lander was equipped with advanced technology to measure temperature, detect lunar movements, and measure plasma density around the moon. The absence of an atmosphere on the moon allows its surface to become electrically charged, attracting plasma. In contrast, Earth's atmosphere prevents such occurrences. Accompanying the lander was the Pragyan rover, a sophisticated 6-wheeled machine designed to analyze the moon's soil composition using X-rays and lasers. However, there is a challenge. If the South Pole remains in shadow and turns cold, the lander and rover can freeze, rendering them non-functional after a lunar day, equivalent to 14 Earth days. The foundation for the Chandrayaan 3's success was set by its predecessor, the Chandrayaan 2. While the Chandrayaan 2 gathered critical data by orbiting the moon and searching for water, landing on the moon proved challenging for many nations. Notable failures include Russia's Luna 25 and iSpace's Hakuto R. After China's Chang'e 5 landing in 2020, India was the only nation to succeed. In the records of history, only the USA, Soviet Union, China, and India have accomplished this monumental task. Chandrayaan-2 faced challenges. Its lander, Vikram, went off course due to a software glitch that affected its deceleration. Post-mortem analysis revealed that one of the lander's engines was overperforming, leading to the onboard computer to miscalculate its trajectory. Another issue was the fuel computer misreading the main engine's velocity. By November 2019, ISRO had addressed these challenges, ensuring Chandrayaan-3's success. Drawing from their experience and not rushing as Luna 25 did, Chandrayaan-3 embarked on a month-long voyage, optimizing fuel usage. On August 25 at Starbase Boca Chica, another notable event unfolded. A second static fire test on Booster 9 was conducted. This test ran for a significant 6 seconds with its 33 Raptor engines, a stark improvement from the August 6th attempt, which lasted only 2 seconds due to engine temperature complications. SpaceX is a company started by a man named Elon Musk. This company is really good at making things for space, like rockets. Let's try to understand just how powerful one of their rockets is. Picture this. If you think of each of the 33 rocket engines as being like cars, then they all start at the same time. It's like having 33 cars driving together in a lane, like a big, long train. When the engines of the rocket start up, they make big waves of force. It's kind of like when you throw a stone into a pond and you see circles or ripples spreading out where the stone hits the water. But for the rocket, these waves are much, much bigger. If you try to think of how strong the force is, it's like having the weight of 3,600 cars pushing down all at once. Imagine looking up and seeing 3,600 cars piled up on top of each other in a huge tower. That's how much force the rocket's engines make. Even with all of this huge force, there's a system to ensure things don't go wrong. This system is called the deluge system. It's designed to handle and balance out these huge forces. Think of it like a super strong umbrella. Even if it's raining hard, this umbrella won't break or turn inside out. It stays strong and keeps you dry. Let's talk about where the rocket sits before it takes off. A big steel plate is on the ground, and the rocket boosters, the bottom part, stands on it. The plate must handle all of the force and big waves we've discussed earlier. And guess what? Even after the rocket takes off, this plate looks almost the same as it did before. It doesn't have big dents or cracks. It's a bit like if you dropped a really heavy thing on your kitchen floor and there's nothing there, even though you'd expect a big mark or crack. It just shows how strong and special that steel plate is. It can handle so much without getting hurt. What's SpaceX's next big event? A test flight for Booster 9. They've been working hard, conducting various tests, checking equipment, and adding a new vent rig. But there are regulatory hurdles to cross. After a concerning incident on April 20, the FAA is still reviewing a report SpaceX submitted on August 15th. The FAA's rigorous review process, especially for explosive incidents, means a delay in their decision. However, they're closely collaborating with SpaceX. An interesting tidbit is that they worked directly with the FAA when SpaceX began testing the Starship prototype. They jointly ensured over 75 proactive measures were implemented. Even SpaceX's ambitious plans, including launching the Super Heavy vehicle and the Artemis 3 mission in 2025, the FAA remains a vital partner. To start with, let's talk about the European Space Agency's big plan for space junk. Space junk is all the leftover stuff in space, like broken satellites or pieces of rockets. The European Space Agency, or ESA for short, had a big idea to clean up this junk, but it hasn't been easy to make this idea work. In the year 2020, a company from Switzerland called ClearSpace SA got a job from the ESA. Their job? To make a special machine for a mission called ClearSpace 1. This machine has tools like LiDAR, radar, and cameras on its arms to grab space junk and take it away safely. What is the main goal of the Clear Space 1 mission? They've wanted to recover a big part from an old 2013 Vega VV02 mission. This part is about as wide as a tall person and weighs as much as a big motorcycle. It's like a big seatbelt in space, used to attach a satellite called Proba 5 to a rocket. But then on August 10th, we got surprising news from the US Space Force. They found more space junk close to the big part. This could mean that another piece of junk hit the part. Sometimes, things bump into each other in space. We don't even know unless it causes big damage. This bump reminds us that space junk is a growing problem. The Clear Space 1 mission, set for 2026, now has to think about this new challenge. Every new piece of junk in space makes it harder and more dangerous for rockets, satellites, and space stations. Many people worldwide are starting to see how big the space junk problem is. For instance, at a big event in Paris in June, the ESA said they're teaming up with big space companies like Airbus, OHB, and Thales Alenia. They all want to clean up space. And we're not alone. In 2022, an American group called FCC said that anyone sending stuff into space must also have a plan to clean it up within 5 years. Why is all this junk in space such a problem? Think about it like driving on a road with lots of obstacles. It's not safe. A long time ago, in 2007, China blew up a satellite on purpose. This added over 3,000 pieces of junk to space. These pieces can hurt other satellites, which helps us with things like phone calls and weather forecasts. People have been trying to fix the space junk problem for a while. A company called NanoRacks did a test in 2022 to clean up space. They've made some progress, but it's still a problem. If you try to grab a satellite and miss, you might just add more junk into space. With more and more interest in space exploration, cleaning up space junk is super important. Missions like Clear Space 1 are leading the way. They're always finding new ways to deal with the changing situation in space and finding junk to take away safely. If you could be part of one of these space missions, which one would you pick and why? Let me know in the comments below. Smash the like button and subscribe for more.